I'll be speaking to us about one aspect of Him, loving on Him. I'm going to be using the Message translation most of the time. I might go into the Living Bible, KJV, but most of the time it's going to be Message. And my text is taken from Deuteronomy 6, 4 and 5. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 and 5. Attention, Israel. Attention, Calvarians. God, our God. God, the one and only. Love God, your God, with your whole heart. Love Him with all that is in you. Love Him with all you've got. As kingdom men and women, there are some traits that we exhibit as people of the kingdom. These traits include humility, it includes obedience, it includes trust, it includes faithfulness, it includes spiritual maturity. If you are a born-again Christian, you are expected to be spiritually matured. You are not expected to remain a spiritual babe. After some years, you should grow in the things of the Spirit. As a kingdom man, kingdom woman, you are expected to have self-discipline, to have self-control. You shouldn't be a glutton, eating all the time. As a kingdom man, kingdom woman, you are expected to have a transformed life. You couldn't have spent some years with Christ and not have a transformed life. You are expected to be a forgiving person, not someone that keeps people in your hearts and then you are keeping malice with people. As a kingdom man, a kingdom woman, this trait includes love for others. And of course, you are expected to love God. And so that is the aspect I want to focus on tonight. Loving God and loving on God. So what is love? We all know about the agape love, the storge love, eros, and all that. I'm not going that way tonight. Love is the intentional act of valuing someone more than you value yourself. The key word there is intentional. The intentional act of valuing someone more than you value yourself. Love is a choice. Love is not a feeling. If you think love is a feeling, then you can fall out of love and not love someone when the days are bad. But because love is a choice, whether there are good days or bad days, you keep on loving that person. So to love on God means you are actively nurturing your relationship with God. You are actively carrying your cross daily as a kingdom person. To love on God means you are consistently celebrating God. You are showering your love on God. You are continuously aware of His presence. You carry that understanding. You carry that knowledge, that awareness that God is with you. And so you live your life in a way that shows that you honor God. You daily choose to honor Him. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So give it to them and bring it back. You daily choose to honor Him with your acts, with your attitude, with your person. You don't have to open your mouth to say, I'm a born-again Christian, for people to know that you are a born-again Christian. Your life should be an epistle that people will see. Those are the kind of Christians that we want to groom, bring up in the this house. To love on God means you are always surrendering yourself to Him. Without but. You are giving yourself over to God without but. Loving on God is expressive. It's an expression of what you feel on your inside. If I ask you now, do you love God? You will tell me yes. So how do I know that you love God? It is by the things that you do. How you express it, what you say, your attitude, your person, how you carry yourself. That is how I know that you really love God. So why do I have to love on God? I don't have to. Why do I have to do this? Leviticus 19:18. One reason you have to love on God is because when you love on Him, when you shower love on God, it helps you to love yourself. Some of us, we do not love ourselves. Some people do not love themselves. Leviticus 19:18 says, don't seek revenge or carry a grudge against any of your people. Love your neighbor as yourself. I am God. For you to love your neighbor as yourself, that means that you are loving yourself first. So do you know how to love yourself? Do you love yourself as a person? If you say that you love God and you appreciate God, do you love yourself as an individual? Are you happy with yourself? Are you happy with where you are in life? Are you happy with where you are in life? Are you thanking God for where you are right now? Are you okay with the way your eyes look? Are you happy that you are short? Are you happy that you are tall? Do you love yourself? When you love on God, you are able to love yourself. Loving on God helps you to love others. 1 John 4, 20-21. Loving on God helps you to love others. 1 John 4, verses 20 and 21. It says, if anyone boasts, I love God, and goes right on hating his brother or sister, thinking nothing of it, he is a liar. If he won't love the person he can see, how can he love the God he can't see? The command we have from Christ is blunt. Loving God includes loving people. You've got to love both. Do you love some people and hate some people? It's our month of kingdom gratitude, a month of appreciation, a month of being thankful to God. And so tonight we are being thankful to God by loving on Him. And God is telling us here that we should love everyone. Not everyone is lovable. You need grace to actually love some people. But God says we should love everyone. So if you hate someone, if there's anyone you hate, you're actually living in sin. Because you are not expected to hate anyone. God expects us to love people. Bible says the command we have from Christ is blunt. Loving God includes loving people. You've got to love both. So you can't say you love God that you have not sinned when you have not loved your brother in front of you, your sister in front of you. Another reason why we must love on God is because God is our residence. He is our residence. 1 John 4:17. 1 John 4:17. God is love. When we take up permanent residence in a life of love, we live in God, and God lives in us. So there's no way you cannot love on God or you won't love God. We live in Him. As kingdom people, you are expected to live in God. It doesn't matter what anyone has done to you, done against you, what they have said, what you have heard them say about you. God is your residence. God is love. We live in him and he lives in us. This is something that God expects us to exhibit. Love for everyone. And then, another reason why we must love on God is because in him is no fear. If you are afraid of anything, check out your love for God. 1 John 4:17 and 18. And I'm going to the Living Bible now. 1 John 4:17 and 18. It says, "And as we live with Christ, our love grows more perfect and complete. So we will not be ashamed and embarrassed at the day of judgment, but can face him with confidence and joy because he loves us and we love him too." Verse 18 says, "We need have no fear of someone who loves us perfectly." You don't have to be afraid of someone who loves you perfectly. His perfect love for us eliminates all dread of what he might do to us. If we are afraid, it is for fear of what he might do to us, and shows that we are not fully convinced that he really loves us. So why are you afraid? And who are you afraid of? Perfect love. Let me give it to you in the KJV. KJV says the same, 1 John 4:17 and 18. "Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment. Because as he is, so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear. Because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love." So you should not be afraid of anything. You should not live in fear. Fear is the absence of faith. When you are full of faith, fear will disappear. When you are faithful, I'm not saying faith F-U-L, I'm saying faith F-U-double-L. When you are faithful, fear will disappear. So do you have faith in God? Do you trust God? Do you love him enough to trust him? Do you love God enough to trust him that he will take care of all that concerns you? Our month of kingdom gratitude. Now, let us look at ways to love on God. And I'll give you 10. And then we'll take our communion. Ways to love on God. Number 1, you love on God by obeying him. Leviticus 18:4 and 5. Leviticus 18:4 and 5. You love on God by obeying him. "Obey my laws and live by my decrees. I am your God. Keep my decrees and laws. The person who obeys them lives by them. I am God." The person who obeys them lives by them. Somehow, I have come to realize that obedience is very, very important to God. Obedience is very key. Reminds me of the story of Saul, when God asked him to go and kill those people. I think the Amalekites or so. And then he went there, and then he did not kill the king, and then he did not kill the fat rams and cows. And God sent Prophet Samuel, to go and meet him. That why will Saul do something like this? I asked him to kill everybody. And when Samuel got to Saul and asked him the same question, Saul said, No. I have preserved the fattest cows and rams as sacrifice. Who asked you? Who sent you message? I said, kill everyone, kill everything. Nothing should remain alive. Obedience is very key to God. So if you say you love God as his child, as his son, as his daughter, then you must obey him even when you don't feel like. It is not everything God tells you to do that you will love to do, that you will enjoy. No. So when you are obeying God, you're actually loving on him. You are loving on him by obeying him, by doing those hard things. Another way you can love on God is by not becoming familiar with him. Don't become familiar with God. Numbers 14:11. Numbers 14:11. God said to Moses, how long will these people treat me like dirt? How long refuse to trust me? And with all the signs I've done among them. And he's asking us today, how long will you refuse to trust me? With all the signs that I've done amongst you. All these testimonies you keep hearing when you come to church, come for service. You still don't trust me. How long will I continue with you? So we love on God by not being familiar with him. Don't become familiar with God. Take him at his word. Though it tarries, it will surely come to pass. Psalm 5 verse 3. You love on God by spending time with him in quietness. Psalm 5 verse 3. It says, every morning you hear me at it again. Every morning I lay out the pieces of my life on your altar and watch for fire to descend. You spend time with him in quietness. You are just before God. Not because you want something from him. You are just in his presence. Just because. Just because he is God. Just because. Of course, we are humans. As long as we are here on earth, we'll always have wants, we'll always have needs. But there are times when we should go into God's presence just because. I think that should be the title of a message, just because. So you love on him by spending time with him in quietness. Another way you can love on God is by spending time with him in worship. In worship and study. 1 Chronicles 16:11. 1 Chronicles 16:11. It says, study God and his strength. Seek his presence day and night. Study God. You know, the more of God you study, the more of him you will know. And then when situations and circumstances come, you are so full of God to know that he's going to take care of it. But when you don't study him, when you don't know enough of him, when challenges comes, that's when you'll be fearful. And it's okay to be fearful. It's okay to be fearful. But let that fear take you to him, not away from him. And get a word that you can stand on. Love on him by spending time with him in worship and study. Another way you can love on God is in your giving. In your giving. Deuteronomy 16:17. Deuteronomy 16:17. No one is to show up in the presence of God empty-handed. No one. No one. Each man must bring as much as he can, giving generously in response to the blessings of God, your God. We just came back from the camp, and the branches were giving their reports. And over again, I kept seeing in the reports, the financial reports, that the tithes that came in so far this year were more than the offerings. When I saw it the first time, I thought it was peculiar to that branch. And then I saw it again and again, and I think that was how it ran all through. Tithes were more than offerings. And then I asked the question, why is it that consistently tithes have been more than offerings? And the answer I got is that it is because tithes is legislated. God says bring 10%. So maybe because we don't want the wrath of God, We don't want God to take away his eyes from us. We don't want God to be angry with us. We bring that 10% religiously. That's the word. We bring it religiously. Let me bring my 10%. But offering is not legislated. God didn't say bring 10% offering or bring 20% offering. No. If God had legislated offerings, then offering too would have been as high or maybe even much more than tithes. So why are you giving God in a religious way? Why are you giving him offering, giving him tithes in a religious? So that means that the tithes we are even bringing is not out of love. It is out of religion. Let me just take it. Let me go and drop it. That's not right. It's not okay. It's not okay. Bible says here, it says, giving generously in response to the blessings of God. Giving generously. Giving generously. The minimum is asking for out of what he has given us is 10%. But where you can do more than 10%, you are free to do it. Where you can do 20%, do 30%. If you can do 90%, you are free to do it. And then your offerings, oh my God. Personally, I think the offering that you give really matters a lot, even if God has been quiet about that. See, it is more blessed to give than to receive. Look at your hand. Look at the palm of your hand. This is your hand. And we are told that God has our names inscribed in the palms of his hands. If God has our names inscribed in the palms of his hands, can you imagine how big those palms are? And you are just giving God what is in your little hand. But there's an exchange. When you give him what is in your little hand, God releases to you what is in his ginormous hand. So, if you can give an offering of 2 million naira, why are you giving an offering of 500,000 or 200,000 or 100,000? If you can give an offering of 50,000 naira, why are you giving an offering of 10,000 naira? Simply because it is not legislated. Everybody goes through a process. I'm still growing. I'm believing God for when I will come to church and my offering every service day will be 1 million minimum. 1 million naira. I'm not there. But I remember when I was giving 50 naira offering. I just came one day that, okay, I want to increase my offering. Like the year is about to finish now. We're about to enter into a new year. And some of us will say, okay, this year I'm increasing my offering. Some of us do things like this, and God moves. If you can give more, why are you remaining at that level? As we're about to get into the new year, think about it. You don't have to be coerced. You don't have to be forced. Yourself by yourself, increase your offering. Increase your offering. Increase your offering. Tell your neighbor, increase your offering. Increase your offering. Yourself by yourself. Hallelujah. You love on God by honoring him with your life. The kind of life that you live. What sort of life are you living? Does your life honors God? Does it glorifies God? 1 Corinthians 6, 19 and 20. 1 Corinthians 6, 19 and 20. Or didn't you realize that your body is a sacred place? The place of the Holy Spirit. Don't you see that you can't live however you please? Squandering what God paid such a high price for? The physical part of you is not some piece of property belonging to the spiritual part of you. God owns the whole works. So let people see God in and through your body. God owns the entirety of you. From the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. God owns it. So how are you making use of you? How are you taking care of you? So do you love yourself enough to even care for yourself? Are you eating right, drinking right? Are you carrying out exercises? Are you taking care of that body for God? Dr. Ebuka, exercise. Are you taking care of that body for God? I love the part that says the physical part of you is not some piece of property belonging to the spiritual part of you. There is no dichotomy. You are one. God owns the whole works, everything. So let your life honor God. On your street, in your office, let your life honor God. Don't be holy on Sunday and become something else Monday to Friday or Saturday. Let your life honor God. Rapture can take place anytime. Let rapture meet you at home. The words that you speak, words coming out of your mouth, how you live your life, let it honor God. You love on God by loving others. I've read this before, 1 John 4:20 and 21. So you love on God by loving others. I'm not going to read it again. You love on God by not taking his love for granted. Romans 6:1-3. Romans 6:1-3. You love on God by not taking his love for granted. I think I spoke about this a couple of weeks back. So what do? Keep on sinning so God can keep on forgiving? I should hope not. If we've left the country where sin is sovereign, how can we still live in our old house there? Before you became born again, you were living in sin. You were living in the country called sin. But then you got born again, and then you moved away from that country into another country. So if you have moved away from the country called sin, now that you are born again, why would you want to keep on sinning? Do you want to go back to live in your house in that place? If we've left the country where sin is sovereign, how can we still live in our old house there? Or didn't you realize we packed up and left there for good? That is what happened in baptism. When we went under the water, we left the old country of sin behind. When we came up out of the water, we entered into the new country of grace, a new life in a new land. So do not take his love for granted. Do not keep on sinning. Rapture will take place tomorrow. There's another day. Tomorrow is coming. And you keep on sinning. Rapture will take place one day. Rapture will happen one day. Where will rapture find you? That was why I said, let rapture meet you at home. Not in your house, so is a proverb. Let rapture meet you at home. You understand? Let rapture meet you at home. We are in a time of grace. The time of grace. And because we are in the time of grace, we feel that it's okay to keep on sinning. But for how long? What is in that sin? What is the pleasure there? Why do you want to take the love of God for granted? Why? Nobody is perfect. We are all working towards perfection. But do not willfully, intentionally commit sin. That's what we're talking about. If you fall into sin, go to God and confess. But don't keep on falling. And that means you need help. You love on God by not taking his love for granted. You love on God by staying committed to him and his work. You love on God by staying committed to him and his work. Don't be so committed to the work of the Lord that you forget the Lord of the work. Mark 3:14. Mark 3:14 tells us, it says, he settled on 12 and designated them apostles. The plan was that they would be with him and he would send them out to proclaim the word. You have to first be with him and then you will go out. If you are going out before being with him, then what are you going out to go and do? What have you received? From who? Who gave you what? So you have to be with him first. And this one is actually for church workers. When you are busy, you are in church from morning till night, but you don't have a steady relationship with God. Jesus said in John 15, I am the vine and you are the branches. Say, abide in me, for without me, you can do nothing. Abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. How can the branch sustain itself without being a part of the vine? So, create time for God. Finally, love on God by trusting him. Have faith in him. Have faith in God. Trust God. Trust him. Let him know you trust him. Isaiah 12:2. Isaiah 12:2 says, yes, indeed, God is my salvation. I trust. I won't be afraid. God, yes, God, is my strength and song. Best of all, my salvation. God is our salvation. God is the reason we wake up every morning. For some of us, is the reason we get up every morning because we know that he is. We know that he has not called us to serve him in vain. We know that he is watching over us. We know that his words concerning us will not fall to the ground. They will not return to him void. We know. This is the strength that we have, the confidence that we have, that there is a God that rules and reigns in the affairs of men. Let God know that you trust him. God sees. Even your unspoken words, God sees them.